This is a reaction to Richard Grannon's video, "Do this to protect yourself from brainwashing, manipulation and propaganda." Hello, this is Chris speaking. Wake up with a video about Richard Grannon's video, "Do this to protect yourself from brainwashing, manipulation and propaganda." And it made me think. Richard Grannon is one of my favorite YouTubers, and he's awake and he offers a lot of insight on psychology. He's mostly interested in narcissism and codependency and stuff like this, but other stuff as well, even politics and so on. He's a very interesting and successful YouTuber who can talk very well, and most of his videos are worth watching if you're interested in psychology. And have been interested in psychology for more than 30 years because I had as a teenager already trouble understanding why people thought what they did was a good idea. And I think what Richard is really doing well is to pick up people where they are. The problem with most spiritual teachers or influencers or YouTubers is that they cannot relate anymore to where most of the audience actually is. The best example is Eckhart Tolle. It's absolutely correct what he says, but I don't think there are many people who can benefit from it because there's too much of a gap. Osho Aurobindo, one of my most favorite teachers of all time, no one understands what the fuck he's saying. So that's why I'm trying to put him into intelligible words. But it's so far ahead, so far into the future, very difficult. So how to pick people up where they actually are? That's really a question you have to ask yourself as a YouTuber. And I guess Richard has found an answer to that question and is doing very well. Congratulations. I really think this is a really good channel. It sounds like psychology and philosophy, but it's based on experience and consciousness. And of course, he's mainly talking about his favorite topics, which are quite important collectively because narcissism is so accepted as normality nowadays. Lies are so accepted as truth nowadays. And codependency is so accepted as empathy nowadays. So in this most recent videos, he talks about how you can protect yourself from manipulation and brainwashing. And I agree with most of what he's saying, but what he's saying is mostly true for people who are identified with a personality or personalities, or in spiral dynamics terms, first tier, and maybe yellow. This channel so far has been dedicated to people and made for people who are already not identified with a personality anymore. But I have realized that last weeks that this might not be picking up people where they really are, because usually it's a mix or vacillating back and forth, identification and non-identification. So for people who still believe that there is some kind of objective reality and what we perceive with our five senses has some truth to it, and that you as a person really exist, Richard Grannon's videos are spot on. Because if you're identified with a personality and the external world, then you're absolutely open and vulnerable for all kinds of brainwashing, conditioning, manipulation. Because you cannot tell right from wrong. And you cannot tell right from wrong because the world is upside down. The values are inverted. So the easiest thing you can do if you're not sure is to look at what is mainstream. And everything that's mainstream is most likely not true. With an almost 100% chance, everything that is accepted collectively is wrong. It's the complete opposite or something totally different. And the only way to get out of this is start trusting yourself. And with yourself, I mean your gut feeling and your intuition. These are the most important things for you to develop. Gut feeling and intuition. Because your body and your intuition, which comes from above, so to say, are telling you all the time what is the best for you and the best for humanity collectively. But we have forgotten how to listen to it. But the messages, the information is there all the time. And most people have lost the connection to their body and their heart, so they cannot listen to it, they cannot even hear it. And if you can't hear it and you don't have this connection, then it is necessary to protect yourself against manipulation. Well, if you have a connection to your gut feeling and your intuition, it's almost impossible to be manipulated because you will feel it immediately and act accordingly. Richard talks a lot about setting boundaries. Setting boundaries is necessary for someone who wants to protect his or her personality. So as long as you have this personality and want to protect it and keep it, you have to set boundaries. You have to learn how to say no. And if something seems fishy, it's likely to be no. If there is a doubt, there is no doubt. A doubt means don't do it. You are brainwashed, conditioned, and manipulated all the time. By the media, by politicians, by economy, and so on. 99% of the information that is coming in through collective channels, media, so to say, is just plain wrong. You can basically forget it or ignore it. It must be wrong because the world is upside down. So anything that is broadcasted on a wider scale must be wrong. And anyone who wants to convince you of something is most probably doing so for his own gain and to your loss. Because egotism and megalomania and narcissism and psychopathy are by now the normal way of being. It's accepted as normal, as mainstream already. No one can see it anymore for what it is. And those who are not narcissists and psychopaths and so on, they usually just want to maintain the status quo. Their job as politicians, for example, is that nothing will change, that everything will stay the same. Which it isn't, of course, but that's the illusion they bought into, and that's why they're elected, because it gives people a feeling of security, which is already a manipulation. So all in all, I can agree with what Richard says here. And this is probably picking up more people from where they are than my previous videos have done up till now. And I'm thinking about how to be more uppickable myself. But another reaction I had to this video, apart from nodding and saying, okay, well done, Richard, is no. It's not about protection. It's not about how you can protect yourself. The whole problem is that we're identified. We're identified with lies and identified with this brainwashing. And the only way to really get out of it, the only way to really protect yourself is to let go of this shit. It's all bullshit. Bullshit can't be cured. It's not that if you treat the bullshit right, it will transform into a delicious cake. No, it will always stay bullshit. So the way to protect yourself from bullshit is to step out under it. If you're always waiting under the bull to be shat on, then it doesn't help that you put your hands up or wear a raincoat or something. Yeah, just don't sit under the bull. get out of this wastewater treatment plant, or get out of the toilet if you don't want to be covered with shit. Yes, it's true that you have to learn how to say no, but it's even more true that it's very helpful to learn how to listen to your gut feeling and your intuition, because this will help you in the long run. And then you don't have to take decisions anymore with the mind. This way, how to protect yourself and how to say no and set boundaries, this is things that the mind will do. You're trying to use your personality to protect your personality. This will only help to some degree. For me, that's a band-aid. And yes, critical thinking and philosophy, sharp mind can do some things, but it's still trusting the mind. The mind is not your friend. The body is your friend and intuition is your friend. Most people I have met cannot even tell thoughts, emotions, instincts, gut feeling, intuition, imagination, and other sensations apart. It's all the same jumble. It's just input. And all this input is 99% the mind. And the mind is already messed up by this conditioning and brainwashing and manipulation. It has been manipulated for so long that the mind doesn't know anymore what's right and wrong. There can be no moral compass. It's already totally fucked up. How do you want to find a moral compass in a society where good is believed to be bad and bad is believed to be good? Where lies are treated as truth and truth are treated as lies. Good luck finding a moral compass there or a moral philosophy. Sure, you can use Kant's categoric imperative that you don't do to others what you wouldn't like made into a law. But that's again for people who have no feeling for themselves. They can't sense themselves. It's very, very important to reconnect to your body. Not to ignore your body, but reconnect to your body. And to connect to intuition. And this will seem crazy. Because if everyone is running for the cliff, the one who is running away from it will seem crazy. And you have to stop caring about people thinking you're crazy. And once you are reconnected to your body and your intuition, there will be no question anymore how to act. And you will stop reacting and stop protecting. You will act before the manipulation has started. If the manipulation has started already, it's already too late. You have to feel what's really happening. And your body and your intuition will tell you within seconds, milliseconds even, what's happening and what the right course of action, not of reaction, but of action will be and must be right now. It's only always true for the now, not in general. And once you can hear this, and once you actually listen to it, then you don't have to protect yourself anymore, because protection takes a lot of energy. If you're always in self-defense mode, you're always tense. It takes a lot of power to keep this up. Well, if you're going with the flow from moment to moment and listening to your body and your intuition, then everything is clear. And not only does it not use up strength and energy, it will even replenish all the strength and energy that you use by movement and whatever you have to do. You will get more and more energy, and you will have to protect yourself less and less. Sure, there are a few very rare occasions where you might have to fight and really protect yourself. But this is very rare. Most of the time it's really a situation of manipulation, and you have to act immediately, preemptively, before you get caught in this web of manipulation, because the manipulator is probably much more skilled in manipulation than you are in protecting yourself. And you can put years and years into learning how to protect yourself from manipulation, and still you will meet people who will be better at manipulating you than you are at protecting yourself. Well, if you give up this whole idea of protecting yourself and just listen to you, listen to yourself, trust your body, you will not need to protect yourself anymore. If you're suffering from codependency and victim personality, victim attitude, you will send out signs that you are a potential victim. And all the assholes of the world will see a bright light when you approach, and they will feel immediately, like predators do with prey, oh, there's a nice victim. Let's go there. And even if you're running around in a suit of armor and with all kinds of weapons, you will still send out these victim vibes. Well, on the other hand, if you listen to your body, your gut feeling, your intuition, and the divine flow, you will not send out these vibes anymore. You will become invisible and uninteresting to manipulators. So, since many of you are not there already, I'm just giving you this as a direction. And the easiest way to start this is, as I said, to mistrust everything that is mainstream. That is the surest sign that it's bullshit. Everything you read and hear in mainstream media is most probably completely false, completely different. So until you develop your own feeling for what's true and what's right for yourself in the moment, you can just look at the mainstream opinion and then you know that's not the direction to go. Go the opposite direction. And if you hear something, or if you talk to someone, or are in a situation that feels strange, uncomfortable, wrong somehow, trust this feeling and go away, disengage. Even if you don't realize exactly how you're being manipulated, the feeling of discomfort is a sign that you're being manipulated, and then just disengage, go away, do something else. That's my 2 cents about this topic. Nevertheless, thanks again for Richard to bringing it up and to inspire me to reevaluate how I can pick up people better from where they are. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing and liking. Hit the bell button. Thank you for joining me on Patreon or Facebook, and see you soon.